Yo, what's up guys, it's Protrick. So today I'm going to be telling you about how I got to 131 at under 600 days logged in, or not 600, 700. Obviously I have 685, but I've been 131 for a while now. But I'll show you how I got to 131 and how you can get to 131 a lot easier, because it's really not as hard as you think. I promise you. All right. So let's get into it. So first of all, obviously survivors are a big deal, but I think we should first go over research. Every day, even if you're not going to play Save the World that day, just log in for 2 minutes and just press upgrade. Alright, the max level, what is it? It's like, it's not even like that hard to do. I mean, if you want to get to the highest power level possible, then you would do it evenly. So if you have like enough, you'd go like, just make sure all of them are even with each other. But I didn't do that when I was getting more because I wanted my offense to be better. So I made my offense the highest until eventually they all got maxed. But that happened when I was only like power level like 90 or whatever. So that was kind of easy. So you know that's easy. Just upgrade those every day when you log in. You'll get points or whatever. So that's simple. The real thing that's the most important part about all of this is survivors. Survivors are your entire power level. You have to have almost a perfect squad to be 131. So the only thing is you see these bonuses at the bottom, health bonus, range damage, shield bonus. Those don't actually matter towards your power level. I mean, if you want to do more damage, they're important, but worry about those once you actually get to 131 or 130 or wherever you want to be. So, obviously, you want mythics, legendaries, and you want them all to be 130. That's obvious, right? You always want those. Personally, I wouldn't even bother with rare, uncommon, or common survivors. Just stick, if you get an epic one from a llama, legendary one, you keep it. If you see a mission in your Twine Peaks or Canny or wherever you are, you go press on that, because, or Plankerton or Stone, wherever you are, you press on the mission if you see a survivor. Maybe keep blue ones and purple ones and stuff like that in Stonewood and Plankerton. Once you get to Canny and Twine, just start getting rid of them. You only want epics, legendaries, and you want them all to match. You want them to match perfectly. So, alright, so like the think tank is, or did I say think tank? The think tank. It's like, alright, so you want them all to be matching the leader. So my leader, you see how it says inventor and then has a check mark? If I put like her in here, it says explorer, but see how it doesn't have that check mark? You want the check mark. And on top of the fact that the leader match is good for the squad it's in, because all of these guys match him, they're all pragmatic, I get another bonus on top of that. So it just all multiplies on top of each other. And see, all of these are the same. They're all adventurous, dependable, curious. You get the point. They all match. They are all the same. So how can you get those survivors? It's pretty simple. If you see a 50 V-Buck llama and there's a legendary survivor, buy it every time. If there's a mythic survivor, obviously buy it. Every time. You always want to get those advantages. If you go to your collection book right now and you go to personnel and you go to survivors and there's legendary ones sitting in there and you don't even have legendary survivors filled out already, you need to get those out of there. And if you have unique leads, that's insane, unless you already have the same unique lead in there, because unique leads are extremely important, because that's, you have to have a unique lead in every single squad. I remember when I was power level 128, the only reason I wasn't 131 was because I had every squad perfect except for like one, and it was because I had an epic survivor instead of a mythic one. That's the difference it makes. That's the huge difference it makes. So you really do need to max out all of those like this. And then after you get to a high power level like 131, you start making the bonuses. So as you can see, 7 out of 7, 2 out of 2, 3 out of 3, 2 out of 2. So you try to match them up perfectly. Not all of mine are done, as you can see. I mean, it doesn't affect your power level, but it would make me a little stronger if I could do that properly. So we got that squad, this squad. So they're not all perfect. They're pretty close to perfect, but yeah. So, autofill. Never do autofill. Autofill does not help you. What autofill does is it'll take the highest power level and put it from left to right. So it'll be like, if this guy's 270, he'll go here. The next would be like 260, 250. So it'll just go in order. It doesn't actually make you a higher power level. Autofill is making you a lower power level than you could actually be. You do not want autofill on no matter what. So, you gotta organize your squads, put all of your legendary and epic survivors that are, matching. So, alright, so you have a legendary competitive doctor, let's say, not a mythic, but a legendary or whatever, epic. You put him here. Then, you need to put all your competitive survivors here, your legendary and epic ones. You need to put them here, right? Okay, so like you have all of these squads that you have to match the personality. So you need to collect a lot of legendary and epic survivors. Every time you see them in llamas or missions, do the missions. Survivors are really important. Like, they are just as important as anything else. And a lot of people don't upgrade their survivors. They upgrade a bunch of 130 guns. You don't need 8 130 guns when, you're only going to be using 2 130 guns that you don't even craft, right? So just don't upgrade 130 guns. I recommend just have like one craftable 130 gun and just get their survivors all 130 first, because your survivors are going to make your guns more powerful in the first place. What's the point of having all these guns if they're not going to do as much damage without the survivors? Always upgrade the survivors, okay? Alright, so once you get all your survivors max, you got all that, you turn on your bonuses, I would just check the missions every day, and if there was a legendary survivor, whether it be Uncanny or Twine, which is usually where I found them, I would do the mission like every single time. If there's a mythic lead, which is pretty rare, but it happens occasionally, obviously do that mission. Even if you don't need it, it's just good for the collection book to have. There are two mythic survivors in the game named Carolina and Joel. They are the oddballs because they are not survivors like every other survivor. There's no mythic survivors that aren't leads in the game besides them. So every mythic survivor is a lead survivor, except for these two people. And that's why you're able to get to 131, because originally Epic Games wanted to make 130 the max, but they accidentally didn't think about how Carolina and Joel will boost you to 131. So in reality, you have these two survivors, Carolina right here, and you have, where's Joel at? Right here. So you have Carolina and Joel, right? So these two are available to get from the quest that I'm showing on screen right now. So if you do that quest right there, or those quests, you'll unlock them. They are very good. You definitely need to unlock them. Especially, it's impossible to get to 131 without them, but they are very good survivors, so I definitely encourage you to go try to get them if you have the mission available to you. So yeah, guys, that's how I got to 131 with other. Oh, one last thing, I need to say this right now because so many people focus on trading and all that stuff. If you really want to get to 131, then you'll do the things I just said, then go do them. And on top of that, don't trade, don't waste your time. You're going to be playing the game so much, but you're not even going to be really playing it. You're just going to be trading. So instead of going to trade, go do your main missions, go get those survivors. Try to knock out like 3 missions in one. Like, try to do like your daily, your this and your that, like all in one mission. Try to get Carolina and Joel while you do your main mission. Like, try to do them all at once, because if you do them all at once, you're saving time, and then you can just do more missions that day. Maybe set a goal, do like 3 missions a day. Like, you keep pumping out the missions, eventually you will get to a higher power level. You don't need that many 130 guns. They are everywhere. Everyone has 130s. They are not rare. They are not cool. They just, use them, but like, you don't have to like worry about getting every single 130. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like, I'll show you my inventory. This is my inventory right now. These are my guns. I'm saving these for a review. This I don't care about. Like, I could get rid of these because I can craft these. Like, I don't care about anything in this inventory, to be honest, except for these 4 because I'm going to make a review on them. That's it. Like, there's nothing that's special to me. I'm just, using what I can use that I think is the best, right? So, I used to have 1 to 2 guns in my backpack at a time. I'm probably going to go back to that after this. So, you don't need 130 guns. You don't need a trade. Just go do your missions. Alright, with 106, I used to do 106s only, because the power of your guns isn't based on the gun itself, it's based on your survivors and how high power level you are and how good your damage is. So, it's really not about power level. I can go into a 140 mission, use a 106, and it would be almost identical to a 130. Like, it's not that different. So, just keep playing the game, don't do autofill, do your missions, grind, get survivors, always go for the survivors, and match them to the proper roles. Like you see, it'll show you because it'll have a check mark. You'll know what's what. But yeah, that's how you get to 131 in Fortnite Save the World in under 700 days, in about 600, I'm assuming. I'll go back and check. But yeah, that's how I got to 131. I made a video on this a while ago, but it wasn't that great. So yeah, I wanted to refresh it and really help people this time. So I hope this helped you. If this did, make sure to like the video. If you guys are new, my name's Protrick. I do Fortnite Save the World, like you are watching right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and peace.